welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo. And
this is
Otaku Saga Talks, where we talk.
Again.
About fall 2016 first impressions.
Part two. So,
we left off in alphabetical order, going off to Mobile Suit Gundam.
Iron-Blooded Orphans. Season 2.
Yes.
Raise your flag, the sun
they-
in the sun.
Yeah, they totally replaced the theme.
Actually, they replaced that theme song quite a while ago.
That is true.
But it's still the best.
It is the best. You can't measure up to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty much, Iron-Blooded Orphans picks up where it left off. Like, a couple of years later, but pretty much where it left off.
Yeah, Mikazuki is still a heartless killing machine. Goddamn. Orga's still the boss. The boss.
And Cadelia still wants that D. Anyway.
And filled out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have anything too...
I mean, it's season 2.
Yeah,
we loved season 1.
Yeah, but it hasn't gotten particularly better. It hasn't gotten particularly worse. It's still amazing.
We are certainly giving it a lot more flack for the zero gravity than we should be.
Well, that's just to fill up dead air. So, or space, I guess.
Anyway, yeah, we a lot of times during our reactions, we tend to focus on things that aren't necessary. Like the fact that Orga's tide doesn't float.
It mostly comes back to Orga, huh? Things just floating out there that shouldn't be. Like the damn bang.
He must have a lot of gravity on his own. Like his head's really big or something. But, yeah. So, yeah, I give it a thumbs up.
You just witnessed me getting a paper cut.
Ow.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Ouch.
It's not bad.
But still, paper cut.
It's still very annoying.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, I don't have a lot to say about that one, I guess.
Right? I mean, like,
Technically, it's not really a first
I
impression.
really love the series, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a second season. And it doesn't do anything like exceptionally wrong like what Bungo Stray Dogs is doing.
Right.
So I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to say about it.
Yeah, we didn't get a whole quarter season long flashback from Mikazuki or Orga.
Right.
Thank goodness. So
I mean, it continues on from this.
it's more the
season.
same, and it's awesome still.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Barbatos has a slight upgrade. Still haven't gotten all of it, but yeah.
And Mikazuki still can't use his right arm unless he's hooked up to Barbados.
And Tekadon discovered more Gundam frames, or something bigger, possibly a mobile armor, but
That's where we left off.
that's where we left off, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, still awesome. Keep watching.
So next up we have Nanbaka.
Oh boy.
Baka nothing.
Non-Baka? No, this is full Baka.
Series is retarded,
And at the same time, brilliant.
but at the same time so brilliant.
So just like a damn crisp and clean example of slapstick. It really is. I mean, comparison might be really jarring, but this reminds me a lot of watching like Three Stooges shorts. Just a couple of morons having madcap adventures week in, week out, and just...
I really think that it's better than what I was originally giving it credit for.
Actually, that kind of I think that would be all
I
counts.
would totally agree. Like, actually, interestingly enough, Nanbaka and Flip Flappers kind of like did a switcheroo on me.
In terms of expectations versus what you got.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought Nanbaka was gonna be way higher in the weirdness level than I.
Yeah, I was kind of bracing for something that was more on the random kind of humor. Well, Kind of like your Boba Bows or
I was
something.
banking on something that was just really stupid Fujoshi bait.
Yeah, really campy, kind of like JoJo's.
Yeah,
or,
like really,
Consequent
well,
Monster.
really campy and then just dumb, you know.
Yeah, dumb / not really funny.
Basically,
this is-
a dumb fan service series, but you know, for Fujoshi.
Yeah.
So
What we end up getting is a very nice comedy and a interesting little bit of stories here and there.
Yeah, but it's
Solid
mostly,
characters.
it's mostly about the comedy. And it has us basically in stitches week in and week out.
Right.
So,
that
this-
warden though.
and the warden. So adorable. But anyway,
I made the warden my friend.
your verdict?
I'm gonna put it solidly in the 3/4 category. No, in the 3/4. I like it,
yeah.
but it's not like you know, one of my favorites or anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, 0.
Definitely up there. Yeah. It's a solid. I could recommend this.
Yeah, you can recommend it in good faith.
Yep.
Just make sure you recommend some.
I would
voluntary-
recommend it to certain people. I know certain people who would not watch this series.
I would make those people watch it anyway.
Just be kind and recommend a therapist afterwards. Me, this is one of my favorites of the season, just because it's a return to that good old slapstick comedy. It has me rolling. You've seen the reactions. I'm beside myself with this series.
And the one that's like coming to mind is Nanba Prison is known for their woodworking capabilities. And then you got what was his name?
She should be Uno Nico.
Yeah, Uno and Nico. Uno makes a. No, actually, it was Nico.
Makes a
Nico
robot.
makes a robot figurine out of his.
Gunpla, basically,
Yeah. Garage kit.
out of wood
Gets his ass
from
beat,
hand.
Boom.
and then after his ass is beat, turns around to Uno, who has made a.
Made himself a waifu. Hey, when you're in the joint, you gotta make do, man.
That is solid craftsmanship there.
Still gets his ass beat.
I'd sell it.
Yeah, there you go.
No, yeah. So, looking forward to more of that one.
Oh yeah.
Next up, we have Occultic 9.
Oh boy.
This one's interesting. Well,
And this one was really, really hyped coming into the season.
yeah.
So, Occultic 9 is written by the same guy who did Steins Gate. And he's worked on other 5PB visual novels.
I was like, he's kind of.
But he's mostly known for Steins Gate. So, I know what a lot of people were expecting was Steins Gate-esque. And that's not really what it is. The other thing is that the series is like full power all the time.
full throttle,
Like,
million miles an hour.
Yeah, it doesn't give you time to really process.
It doesn't give you much time to breathe before it introduces the next story element that they're progressing.
I find it very interesting that for the first time I can keep up with the fast-paced things. Because I'm enjoying Occultic 9 and Flip Flappers. I can keep up with it. I have no idea how I can keep up with it. But, yeah, I just...
It'll
Where-
forever be a mystery to modern science.
Occultic 9 isn't fast enough that it loses me, but it is a little bit too fast-paced for me. Like, I'd appreciate it if it would slow down just a touch.
Set the brakes.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to pay attention to at some points. For me, anyway.
Yeah, it does go by really quickly. That the mind just kind of lags behind trying to just soak it all in and really get enjoyment out of it. At least for me. So.
Yeah. I, of course, have to talk about the character designs.
One in particular.
Because there is, one very large elephant in the room. Or whale, maybe you could say.
You know what? Nickname codified. Ryoka is now the fail whale.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody looked at that character design and went, yeah, that's what we want. Right there. That one's perfect.
It's pretty fucking weird.
Okay. I disliking it is one thing.
Me being if I were in the room,
of Team Plot over here.
yeah, if I were in the room when they submitted the design, I would have said, tone it down a bit.
Let's be realistic here.
I mean, I'm all for chest pillows and all, but yeah, she turns sideways, she breaks our table in half.
She turns sideways, she breaks a new hole in the wall.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what part of the room she's standing in.
Yeah, so we can't have her killing off the cast.
However, she's not the biggest tits I've ever seen.
No.
In real life or otherwise.
Well, hell, we get 3 big boobs on here every day. Right.
No. I mean, it's not like the biggest I've ever seen in anime, or in real life for that matter, but it is a little bit on the ridiculous side.
Yeah.
It's distracting.
And it's distracting in an otherwise pretty, at least for the human characteristics in the show, pretty realistic.
Give it that. I mean, I think that was just like one artistic choice just to ensure that the character stands out. I'm starting to think it was a conscious decision other than just say.
So basically, what you're saying is that the character is not good enough, so they had to give her some physical trait in order to make her stand out.
Well, her backstory just appearing out of nowhere and being a Yuta's minion is kind of yeah, that's borderline hentai logic right there too. So, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. And I do gotta mention that the first 2 episodes, for some reason, were taken down at one point in time.
Right.
They are now back up on a number of different streaming sites.
The actual anime, not the episodes of Anime Reaction.
It includes
like all the streaming services.
Crunchyroll, which is the one who actually has the rights for it.
Yep.
So they took it down off of Crunchyroll for a couple of weeks. According to the producer and the creator of the show, it was to fix some issues, I guess. I don't know what they could do in that time.
I'm not sure what exactly they plan on fixing.
I don't recall anything like that happening where they try to make an edit or any sort of fix after the episode airs.
Well, I mean, not after the episode airs, but before the Blu-ray,
Oh, okay.
Like, I've seen them make plenty of corrections for DVDs and Blu-ray, but
Okay.
So
I've never seen them take something off the streaming service and then put it back up.
The other thing that I have got to mention is the fact that we have not gotten past episode 2. We have not watched episode 3. And that's just because we're backing up just a little bit. And everybody's telling us at episode 3 things start changing a little bit. So we're gonna continue on, right?
Yeah.
Or at least we at least have to give it a 3rd episode.
Yeah.
But as for right now, it is like
It's on the bubble.
From what I've personally seen so far, it's like that.
Agreed.
It's even teetering a little lower than that.
I try not to go on the fence. I have to give it a thumbs down because because of some of the mystery anime we've been treated to from A1, if I still remember correctly. Boku Dakegai Nayamachi. That's how you do mystery. Subutega F Ninaru was easier to process, easier to follow along and enjoy.
Early parts of that series.
The early parts, at least, yeah. But this kind of loses you early on. And you said it's not like Steins Gate, but I think it is in the way that it can lose some viewers early on in the series and kind of curb their enthusiasm.
Yeah, all I was saying is, people who are fans of Steins Gate were tuning in expecting something, similar to Steins Gate. And
Right.
that's not what they got. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, on the bubble. We'll give it one more episode, see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
on to Soushin Shoujo Matoi.
The big, dark...
other magical girl magical girl.
Yeah, the other supposedly dark Magic Girl series from Firefox.
Okay, yeah. Technically, we never got a definitive whether this was dark or not. We just assumed it was because it's from fucking White Fox. White Fox, who does all the dark anime.
Not Lurche.
Not Lurche.
I must say,
Who's
good
doing
job,
the other
Lurche.
one?
Who's doing the good...
The good one?
Yes.
Damn.
Who's doing the good one?
This is funny, but
This is
for what it
amusing,
is.
and I do enjoy it, but it's like... It's definitely not what I expected.
I want to back up just a little bit and kind of say something real quick. This is more of a adult-rated comedy version of a magical girl.
If you ever saw, what was it? Pandora the Crimson Shell?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it really reminds me of. You have at least young-looking girls. Obviously, these girls are actually like young; they're middle school students.
Right.
So you have young girls, and then sexual situations.
Or
Like,
at
I
least a sort
wouldn't-
of tension.
Yeah, I wouldn't say sexual situations, but definitely like that kind of humor
Kind of
where
lowbrow,
you get
etchy.
you get nudity and etchy humor, stuff like that.
So you got your
And-
Thelma and Louise couple, kind of.
Yeah, and you
it's
get
kinda
the two the two main girls who kind of have a little bit of a
Yeah.
maybe Leslie thing going on here.
Or maybe hinted at the very least.
It's not my favorite kind of setup for a series. It's why like Pandora the Crimson Shell lost me pretty quickly.
Well, that
Especially
just
there
really-
at the end. I mean, it kind of
Yeah.
But for me, I like the first few episodes were enjoyable, but then it just lost me because I don't find that dynamic between the main characters that interesting.
Well, the kind of humor that Pandora and the Crimson Shell kind of went for was like Excel Saga scratch paper. Whereas the humor in Soushin Shoujo Matoi is a little more straightforward, I think.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit more enjoyable on that front.
But I mean,
But-
it's the same thing with like Flip Flappers. I don't really enjoy that dynamic between the main two characters. That sort of like could be a lesbian situation if they wanted to type situation going on, where they're like really close, or they have that kind of intimate thing going on. It's just not my thing. I don't really watch series like that.
Well, then also, again, if you want to draw another comparison to Pandora and the Crimson Shell, it's kind of where Flip Flappers was going more toward than Soushin Shoujo Matoi.
That's true.
But, yeah, I mean, as a Magic Girl series, I gotta say I do like Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
And this is kind of middle of the road. With it's like a decent, almost like a decent parody of the genre so far.
If you were a more than young adult, mid-20s,
Enough to have the anxiety like full bore that you're not doing enough in your life.
you could feel comfortable watching this one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's kind of this. Both of these magical girl shows that we're watching. Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku is a little more on the younger side of comedy and stuff like that. But
I feel that one's geared for an older audience than Soushin Shoujo Matoi.
well, I'm saying like, and it doesn't have any etchy points to it. It's more very PG in terms of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of all the undertones and stuff like that, and all the death that's going on, yes, it's intended for a very adult audience.
Well, I think Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku doesn't have to fall back and rely on that kind of humor,
Yeah.
where this kind of does. Because, to be honest, if it didn't have that humor to it at all, it would have more of the feel, at least as far as I can tell, it would have more of the feel of a magical girl series that's actually like aimed for a younger audience. But like it doesn't seem to have a strong enough story to actually carry it, so it falls back on this rather cheap humor actually.
Okay.
I can kind of see that. I don't think it's actually cheap. I think a little bit of it's a little well done.
I mean, yeah, so long as they don't like go overboard with it. I mean, I can handle the running gag of Matoi being stripped and everything, and if they actually capitalize on that by making her god out to be like a total pervert.
The Metal Gear Solid joke was
cool.
hilarious.
Nice reference. Yeah, lots of nice references and kind of one-off gags and one-liners.
Oh yeah.
So
obviously we have like one character who's still trying to become a magical girl.
Yeah, actually, you were trying
to. It's a trap. I've seen enough of these series.
Actually, you were trying to like place them, I think, maybe on some sort of spectrum. This is more on the Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura kind of thing, kind of magic girl anime. Whereas the ones that apparently seem to be, I guess, more favored amongst the viewers from what we've heard, and probably amongst ourselves, is more on the Madoka Magica side of that spectrum, if you were. A little darker, more serious, more in-depth story.
Like what I was trying to say was, I remember card captures. I remember Sailor Moon. They were very childish in nature, extremely childish in nature, extremely innocent in their jokes.
Okay.
Extremely innocent in their storylines, and on both of these cases, the Magical Girl series that we are watching, they have adult-rated contents regardless. Soushin Shoujo Matoi, I will have a very hard time getting that correctly very fast.
You actually nailed it.
Once.
Once.
You can get lucky, right?
Anyway, this one is adult rated in its comedy. All of its comedy is for adults. Is for people who understand where the references are, stuff like that. The story, it's not really in depth, and the story is more based for a younger audience.
And going back to the humor, it can be appreciated by depraved fucks who like seeing middle school girls naked in a box.
And being grubbed by their fathers.
Or some god.
No.
In terms of Maha Shoujo Ikisei Keikaku, the adult rated, it comes from the story itself.
That is a far more cerebral story, and it is clearly.
Okay, I see.
I don't want to say better because they're completely different, but if you're actually looking for something that has a good story, that's the one you're looking for.
Right.
This one is for pretty much shutting your brain off for a while and just enjoying the dumb perverted jokes. And
I'm still bracing on White Fox to pull a dick move and just goes 0 to 100 real quick.
Because this is like completely opposite what's supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I actually don't know that because I don't really know what Lerche is known for. Like, I'm not familiar with
Assassination Classroom.
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of different things.
They're a relatively newer studio too, so they don't have a established style like your Gynax.
The reason why I was so hung up on the White Fox thing is that White Fox has basically made their market on doing stuff that
is fucked up.
Mirai Nikki.
I mean, Mirai Nikki, you're looking at ReZero, you're looking at, oh god, what was that?
Angel Beats?
No.
I'm not good at the studios.
God, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember. It's like Chaos Dragon or something.
Oh, God!
It's the one where the kid had to kill a loved one every time he wanted to use.
I think it is called. I think that was Chaos Dragon.
Yeah. So. White Fox does these sort of anime. Comic got killed. Which...
Everyone dies. Yeah, all your friends die in the first episode. Yeah. And very gruesome. Yeah, White Fox. Goddamn.
Spoiler. Anyway. I enjoy it because I enjoy the rather adultish humor. But at the same time, I have things that I have things that I don't enjoy about it as well.
Well, personally,
so I'm gonna put that in a solid.
It's kind of meh. Yeah, I'll have to go the same. Again, like I said earlier, it's a middle of the road series in its genre.
Yeah, and actually, the release hasn't been like on time for it for the past couple of weeks, and it's just one of those series that I'm not like, oh god damn it, where's the release? You know, it's like, oh hey, it didn't come out today, whatever.
Yeah,
like if that makes sense, it's not really high on my priorities list.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, I'm sure.
Anyway,
yeah.
Moving on to probably one of the favorites of this season. One of the favorites.
Yeah.
Shuumatsu no Izetta, or Izetta the Last Witch. This one is like...
It has a bit of everything. It has something for all three of us to just thoroughly enjoy.
The only thing it's missing is mechas. Like that's seriously all it's missing.
And I do not mind.
Hey, it has just the right amount of fan service. Anybody who says otherwise
should watch Occultic 9, first of all.
anybody who disagrees with the fact that this had, if anybody thinks that this has too much fan service, you are on the wrong channel.
Yeah, pretty much. Like this, now we've watched series that I thought had too much fan service that relied way too heavily on it.
Masagaku and HH.
This is not one of them. This has a fantastic story, and they just so happen to put it fan service in. Like, you know, they'll hold the camera shot on Izetta's ass.
Or they will pan the camera on Izetta's crotch as she's flying across the trench. That's fine.
But here, it's the story on top, not the cheap filler that attempts to give it substance.
Now, the one little elephant in the room is the introduction of what was her name? Elvira,
Miss Bad Touch.
Yeah, who is reporter Miss Bad Touch. She is a fashion designer.
Yeah.
That was
like basically the thing in the episode was she felt up Izetta and she felt up Fine in order to get their sizes.
Yeah.
Which was a little over the top, but it was still used humorously.
Yeah, but that's basically all her character is there for. I mean, right? I don't see any inherent value of her inclusion in the story.
She's actually one of the reasons why there was that many people at the reception. So that's how that works. She is a very...
I still don't buy her existence in the story.
Well,
but she's
you don't
there.
know social statuses. But yeah, she was a person who knew everybody in the story, and because of those connections, that's why she was there. That's how the story has built her up. And basically, Izetta was like, not Izetta, but Fine was like, yeah, sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with that. And then, she turns around and gets groped herself. That was done off camera, which I thought was very interesting and amusing.
I love how we're only talking about the groping scenes here, not like the awesome action.
Well,
we're getting to it.
That's the elephant in the room.
The reason why we're talking about it is because there's been so many complaints about it, but for fuck's sake, there's not even all that much fan service.
That is true. I mean, well, even with Elvira being Miss Grope a lot and all that, it really is tame overall. like the level of fan service in this anime is tame compared to a bunch of series we've watched in the past
And when you
and
take
that we're
that-
watching this season.
And when you take that one blemish of Miss Bad Touch that got so overproportionately ridiculed that tons of people in comment sections across the internet was like, I'm done with this anime because of that one scene. I'm not sure exactly why that happened.
But they're making mountains out of molehills out over it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, when you come into the second episode and you see crotch shots and her Izetta's ass in the window of a tank, and you know all that jazz, and plus the sexual humor of a female witch throwing around lances, piercing everything.
What does phallic mean?
Just saying. You know, when you think about all that, you should have expected it. You should have expected it. That being said, with that one little blemish, everything else about this series is so vastly awesome. What's your problem? It's like the action was...
People are just being snobs at this point.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, it's the mark of good fan service. If you took the fan service out, the series would still have, legs to stand on. It would still be a great anime.
So haters are gonna hate, but haters are dumb.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Haters are going to hate. They're going to find things to nitpick.
Yeah. After all that ranting, I think you need to cool down.
They're going to find things to nitpick. And pretty much people are going to act like anime snobs. Like, that's serious. That's what it is.
But
Yeah, if you want fan service to rail against, go to Occultic 9. Because that series was way more hyped than this one was.
oh no, that's too artsy for them. Anyway, the historical accuracies, top notch.
Oh yeah,
great
the crew does, or the writer, or I don't even know if it was based off a manga or whatever, but whoever did the research for it really did their research.
Yeah, this is very, very convincing alternate history.
Yeah, you get not Germany with
Not France or Switzerland or whatever the hell.
No. You get not Germany with really, like, they have like not Panzers and not BF-109s, and you get my
Not
Driftback.
Stukas.
Yeah, not Stukas. And then you get a country like Ildstadt, where they're more back in the World War I era, where they didn't put it so much into military research and development.
They still have
have
like M5s and very not M5s. Sorry. I'm not good with guns. So
Are you talking about their bolt action rifles?
yeah.
I'm really not sure. But anyway, they have bolt action rifles that have like the old fashioned like press in clips.
They have a strangely belt fed machine gun.
Like the old water cooled ones.
Yeah, they have a World War I era machine guns.
Yeah.
And all their
They
stuff
have-
is like
It's outdated.
World War I era Renault tanks.
and of course
Kinda
they're
like
getting
France.
completely outclassed.
Yeah, kind of like France in the interwar years.
Yeah, or
the
even
Blitzkrieg.
when they went to go defend that point, they dug trenches.
The jug trenches, well, totally not Germany. Well,
Rolled over them.
Practiced totally not Blitzkrieg.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, very, very convincing alt history. But then you throw in the awesomeness that is Izetta, and then you just get a very, very enjoyable show overall.
I mean, and we ask these questions throughout our reactions. How does Izetta's magic work? What is she capable of doing? And by episode 3, we're given those answers. Like, straight up giving those answers.
Yeah, and not an overt enough way to break the suspension of disbelief. It feels like you were just let in on a nice secret.
I think it was episode 4, actually, but...
Oh, it was?
Actually, yeah.
But I mean,
it
wasn't like sitting somebody down at the beginning of the series and getting a bunch of narration or something like that.
Yeah.
It was
like you were in the room.
really, it was really well written in the story.
I thought it was at the very end of episode 3 where they actually got to the castle and saw the map of the ley lines.
Yeah, I think it was episode 4.
You sure?
Yeah, because episode 1 it ended off with with Fine being rescued by Izetta like midair. And then episode 2 was them, fighting off the fighters and then meeting up with the company. Episode 3 had the battle of Cronenberg, and then episode 4 was when they were actually in the capital. And then they went to the old capital at the very end of it and saw the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom! I remember.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. So does Rizzo.
Anyway, this one is highly, highly recommended.
Yeah.
I mean, if the fan service is too much for you, then check your Facebook during those scenes.
I can recommend this one to my mom and dad. Like,
totally.
They love it.
I guarantee. Yeah, I mean, what's a show that people normally watch? I guarantee you'll see more fan service on like American Idol or something like that. Honestly,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Right.
Game, set, match.
Game of Thrones. Oh, by the way, Game of Thrones, you'll get less historical accuracy.
True.
It's based in a completely fantasy world, so.
Well, it is. What is it? I think it's a fan theory that it's pretty much a rehashing of the War of the Roses, but with a lot more fantastical elements. This one, you basically have one fantastical element in Izetta herself. So, yeah, this is the better alt history.
Yep.
Sorry, George.
Take
Please don't kill off Tyrion.
Take that into account.
Actually, kind of what this series reminds me of as far as like the alt history with the witch and whatnot was, oh god, what was it? Maria the Virgin Witch.
Oh, okay.
Because they did a really good job of the research in that series too.
Very much so. Yeah.
I wish I had finished that. It was
really good.
That was before I moved in with you guys.
That was, yeah.
Oh man, I need to go finish that.
Yeah, you do. Anyway.
Yeah. All thumbs up.
Yeah. So, cool.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we have Trickster. That's not the full title. I can't remember the rest of the title, and I don't want to look it up.
Trickster Rampo Edagawa Shonen Tanteidan, I think. Something to that effect.
Trickster.
Trickster.
Yeah, it's like Trickster Boys Detectives Club.
Yeah, it's based off of 2 novels that were written by Rampo Edagawa. Boys Detectives Club and another one that I can't remember.
This one's weird. This one had high hopes going into the season.
I actually had middling hopes for it.
Well, I'm saying like overall because it was a Rampo Edagawa.
The man wrote some pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, damn, I think Edgar Allan Poe might be a little queasy with some of his stories.
So there was some decent amount of hype going into the season. A number of different YouTubers that I watch were like, yeah, you should definitely go watch this one when it comes out. And then it came out and I'm like...
It's really not special.
It's NCIS Anime Edition.
With an undead asshole.
Yeah, I mean, you can line this up against like any police procedural on US cable television, and it would probably be last in the rankings in the genre.
And the asshole, like, please just kill him already.
The Fiend with 20 Faces?
No.
No.
Oh.
Yoichi.
Oh, that asshole.
Yoshio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that asshole.
You know what
Spice.
really bothers me about him is that he's so fucking out of place in the series.
Yeah.
Because they haven't actually, I don't think they've actually shown any supernatural powers by anybody else. Most everybody else just uses technology.
No, yeah, you're right.
And here's this guy with like the power to, the power that protects him basically.
That is true. I mean, the Fiend with 20 Faces is just a master of disguise. That's not necessarily a superpower.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's the closest one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yoshio. The set of Bungo Stray Dogs is off to your left.
Right?
No, I said left.
Shut the hell up.
You ran into that one. Don't even, boy.
But seriously, like that's like what? Oh, it's so weird.
You know what? Yeah, forget what I said about Elvira and Shuumatsu no Izetta. This is a character whose existence in this series I cannot buy.
Yeah, I really can't.
Yeah.
At least Elvira, they attempted to, put her somewhere and reasonably, mesh her into the story.
And hopefully we'll see more of her to kind of cement her place.
The problem that I have with Yoshio, or Kobayashi, however you want to refer to him.
Emo bitch.
Yeah, it's not just that he doesn't, like, his character doesn't fit in the story, but also the fact that he doesn't want to be there, like, at all.
He doesn't want to be there.
He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to do anything with them. There's no reason for him to be there. Other than them forcing him to be there.
And that's the other thing too. It's just Hanazaki. It's just Kensuke like volunteering him to be there, and Akechi rolling with it. Everyone else is like, no, he's he's too much of an outsider.
And he's like,
dangerous.
no, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even want to be alive.
Right.
It's like, I mean...
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Yoshio is less of an actual character and more of an allegory for something. Maybe like the tragic elements of Rampo Edogawa's works. But
I feel
there are
like
better ways to do that.
I feel like he's just a story element that's going to take place in episode like 12 that we're going to be like, oh, that's why he's here.
That accent, though. But...
like,
pretty much.
That's like...
it makes sense later, but again, that's still not doing any favors for the series.
In the most recent episode that we watched, he literally sat in a tunnel for multiple hours, twiddling his thumbs, with one of the thumbs up his ass, doing jack shit, while a guy in a wheelchair is lying. A guy who is
normally in a wheelchair is lying face down on the ground, unconscious, and there's literally nothing else that he's even attempting.
I've seen German porno that makes more sense.
That's disturbing.
I have to bring back a future classic.
I just I like police procedurals, but I don't like police procedural anime, and that's kind of what this is. I haven't found one that I liked yet. And believe me, I've tried.
Mainly because, with a police procedural, you expect cases or episodes that are more true to life. Whereas in police procedural anime, they still try to go for the flash and lack of substance that anime is known for. It's probably why we didn't like Active Raid and dropped it quick.
Active Raid was the worst.
After the Idol episode 4, we dropped that like a dead body. I'm starting to get sort of that same vibe from Trickster. Because it's not a good procedural.
It's better than Active Raid.
That's
not difficult.
Active Raid is King Turd of Crap Mountain when it comes to this subgenre of anime.
Just so you know how we really feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like that's it. I mean, it's weirdly episodic. Everything that comes in the episode or the that specific arc is kind of thrown at you very quickly, right there at the beginning. Like I said in the most recent episode, we end off with Yoshio and Inoue.
Tweedle dumbass.
Yeah.
Agent Hodges.
Dumbass and Agent Hodges. Agent Hodges is literally face down in the dirt, and Yoshio is
like whatever. He's a void. There's like no action like within him or around him. He's just like a void where the plot goes to die.
Yeah. Anyway, if you couldn't tell.
Yep.
So.
I'm not sure if we're gonna be continuing watching this.
Yeah.
Let us know.
You guys.
Let us know what you
let
think.
us know.
But if we drop it, don't be too shocked.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's hard to follow. Like the only thing that I want to stick around for is Noro.
Yeah.
The neat.
The neat.
Well, actually, it's,
to be fair, I like now too.
I like now. I like Akechi to a point, and I actually like the Fiend with 20 Faces as a villain.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's easy to follow. It's just that as it is, I don't want to keep following it.
Right.
It's actually very easy to follow.
I have no problem following it.
Because it's it's episodic.
Anymore.
But yeah. So there you have it.
Again, it goes back to those police procedural anime that don't hold my attention enough. But yeah. Anyway. So, and now we move on to our last one. It's Webbon working. Oh, sorry.
Webbon working! That sounded more like 3 exclamation points, not 2.
Oh, sorry. Webbon working!
There we go.
We'll get it right eventually. Anyway, so this is actually the first working series.
And it really feels that way. I mean, it doesn't... I think that the original series, the original A1 series, that's technically the sequel, they totally did a George Lucas. It feels a little more polished in its humor than this does. But this one is just a collection of funny happenings at Wagnaria and various locations throughout its world.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but it really feels like an original. I like it.
They skip around the seasons every single episode, so
every single episode.
That really does make it feel like you would get with a web series.
Like, here's the continuity.
The continuity doesn't matter, especially in a 4-coma, which I can almost guarantee that this is, because that's what the regular working series is.
Well, it should be where it got the title from, right? It was an internet-based 4-coma.
Yeah. And excuse me. But yeah, you can definitely tell that the humor isn't quite as polished, but I like how the characters aren't just like, well, I guess technically, oh damn this continuity shit. I guess technically it's nice how it doesn't feel like the characters from the regular working were a rehash of the characters from this series. Like, they're completely different.
They are.
Like, you could see them all enter a room and, you can tell
who was who, really. Yeah.
Other than like one person's hairstyle.
Actually, I kind of like that.
I guess.
I think a sign that I might like that is that I wish that there was a crossover between both working series.
Actually, I wish that there was a crossover where it had characters from both working series and also characters from Servant Service.
Ah.
Which, incidentally, all 3 of the series are based in the same city.
Same town in Hokkaido, huh?
Yep.
Well, there you go. The potential.
Yep.
Potential's there.
Yep.
You know what to do.
And
make it happen, A1.
This comedy is amazing. Like, I am not one for slice of life. Period. Dot. I'm action oriented. I like explosions. I like blades. I like blood, guts, and gore. And I like ecchi. None of which are in here.
Maybe a tit. No, actually, no, not really on the ecchi either.
I was, but
compared to the sequel original, yeah, not nearly as much.
So I mean, like, there really isn't much that tickles my fancy here, and I still enjoy this. That's saying a lot.
Fair enough.
So, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's basically down to the fact that the comedy is still really well written.
Oh, yeah.
Just the interactions between the employees at Wagnaria is, by and large, so toxic. That's the one thing I'm glad that's kind of carried over between both generations of working, because that's really what makes it. It just breeds all the snark, the sarcasm, the witty one-liners, just top-notch comedy. Top-notch comedic dialogue.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and basically, I mean, you hit it on the head. The relationships are kind of toxic, but basically all the characters, run off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what really makes a good kind of workplace comedy in general. In that respect, it reminds me a lot of MASH. Everyone's just trying to get through the day, get through life.
See that. Absolutely.
They have to blow off steam somehow. Normally in self-destructive ways or destructive to other people.
Yeah, minus the antagonist characters, because you really don't have those in this.
No, that's true, yeah. If anything, the closest one would be Shiho.
And even that, not really, because her motivation. Like, she's a little antagonistic towards Yuta, but...
And only Yuta.
He kind of fucking deserved it.
Fair enough.
So...
Well, there's a chance for her to turn around, kind of like say Hot Lips and Major Burns did.
I think for sure that's probably going to end up turning around at some point. But
yeah,
anyway,
they got to hook up anyway. But verdicts, gentlemen.
I love working. I love
it.
Let me rephrase that. I love the anime working.
there we go.
Lest my boss think I'm talking about something else and puts more hours for me.
Patreon.com/Otaku Saga, because we hate working.
But no, I love the anime working.
I love it.
I love this iteration of it. Honestly, I just love the author's work.
And it still has a catchy as hell theme song.
Oh, yeah.
So another working
both the
tradition.
Theme songs are really good in this one.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, another working tradition, because all the theme songs are always fucking catchy. So.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that actually brings us to the end of our list.
Oh, wow.
Indeed.
So that about does it for this time on Otaku Saga Talks. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for any topics that you'd like to see in future podcasts.
Yeah, anything works. Absolutely anything.
Trust us. Anything will work.
We're desperate.
Go ahead and click on my face if you want to go watch our part 1 of Otaku Saga Talks.
And click on my face if you want to check out OS Gaming, our gaming channel.
And also subscribe to Otaku Saga and go ahead and hit this link and it'll take you over to our new and improved Patreon page.